Alright, what's up and welcome to the channel. My name is Hagshot and thank you for joining us. Today I'm going to give you some tips for riding in the rain. This is something I've done quite a bit and I want to give you just some things that I do. Maybe it'll help you out. Maybe you have your own opinions or things that you do while riding in the rain. I'd love to hear those down in the comments section below. And if you enjoy what I do here, please make sure that you subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, all that good stuff. And let's go ahead and get started. So I know that this personally keeps more people off of their motorcycles than anything else. More than the cold, more than the heat, the rain. So I think that we all kind of have, when we first get started with motorcycling, we all have this idea that as soon as the rain starts, your tires are going to slip out from under you and you're just going to be on the ground instantly. And it's much different than that. So first thing I want to talk about is your gear. So rainproof gear, you're going to need it. And specifically where I am, basically you have the heat of the day all day long, and then it starts to get a little bit cool at night, and that's when the thunderstorms and all of the rain starts to pop up. So when I'm leaving work is 98% of the time when I'm going to be dealing with the rain. And if there's that slim chance when I go into the morning and it's just drizzling, either way, you need to have good rain gear. And I mean, you can go to Amazon, you can go wherever. I mean, I can link stuff down below for y'all if you want to check out some rain gear. It can be very inexpensive, but rain gear is a must because it just is. Okay, waterproof your gloves, waterproof jacket, waterproof pants or pants that will go over your existing pants, obviously, if you're going into work or something like that. So you want to buy them maybe just a size up, so they can go over all your stuff. And waterproof boots. So basically from head to toe, you can be dry even in the weather. That's a big thing right there, is just making sure that you have waterproof gear, gonna keep you dry. And that's like half the battle of riding in inclement weather. The second thing I'm going to talk about is slip-resistant shoes. Now, hear me out here. This is super, super important. The first time I went to go put a foot down without slip-resistant shoes, it had just been raining. I had missed a Hagshot on the back, and I came to a stop sign, man. And when I felt that bike start to give a little bit after my foot it slipped, I turned right back around, went to the house, got slip-resistant boots, and I have never ridden without them since. I mean, seriously, even if I have to change my shoes when I get to work or wherever I'm going, I will have slip resistant shoes, boots, preferably boots. Make sure you have slip resistant boots on you at all times, because you never know when that rain's going to start and you get into a slick spot, and they're just good to have in general. So slip resistant shoes are a must. A lot of people, depending if you have saddlebags or whatever the case may be, you definitely want to make sure that you have a waterproof way to carry your stuff. So I actually carry a backpack. It's a GoPro backpack, and it allows me to have my GoPro over my shoulder. It allows me to have a hydration pack on me as well. But it's waterproof. So all of my stuff that's on the inside, obviously, it stays dry. My saddlebags are waterproof, so that's not a problem there. If you don't have saddlebags, a good waterproof book bag like I just mentioned. And then sometimes some of your leather bags and stuff, they may or may not be waterproof. A lot of the good materials are, but there's waterproofing material you can actually buy and apply it. You want to do it in an inconspicuous area and make sure that it's actually not going to harm the material. But most of your bags and stuff, from what I've seen, actually come waterproofed. But again, you can add this waterproofing material. One thing I noticed is after a really bad rainstorm just a couple of days ago, my waterproof jacket had lost some of that material. So it was actually soaking the water into the jacket. I had like 5 pounds of extra weight on the inside of the jacket after the ride because it was just soaking in. So I just really need to reapply that waterproofing material to the jacket, and it'll help it out for 6 months or a year or whatever the case may be. Big thing when you're riding, and most of us do this anyways, but especially when it's raining, is you want to pick one side of the lane, either the left or the right side of the lane. Remember that the middle of the lane gets all your oils and greases from cars and everything that's dripping. But more importantly is you want to pick the side of the lane where the least amount of puddling is going to happen. So naturally, if you're in the left lane, you want to be in the right side of the left lane because all your water's kind of pushing off towards the left. And then if you're in the right-hand lane, or if you're on a single lane highway, you want to be on the left side of the left lane because, again, you're going to get most of your puddling off to the right. The exception to this, obviously, is big potholes and things like that. So you really want to be vigilant of those darker areas on the road where it's clearly deeper than everything else around it. Because puddles and puddling on the road sucks in a car. It's even worse on a bike. So you just want to make sure you avoid those. And you just want to make sure that you give it some time after it's started to rain. So that way it kind of just washes everything off the road. You'll notice maybe at your job or wherever you may be, after a lot of rain, you see all that sand and stuff that's moved all over the parking lot. That's the kind of stuff that gets washed off of the road eventually. But if you go out on your bike, as soon as it starts raining, then you may get some slick spots and stuff because that stuff's starting to wash off of the road. So you just maybe want to give it 20 minutes, 25 minutes. I mean, sometimes it just doesn't, it won't hurt to sometimes just wait it out just a little bit. One thing you want to do is avoid painted lines and really long painted lines. So sometimes you'll get these areas where you have multiple painted lines in a row. It's inevitable you're going to hit a painted line when it's wet. Most of the time, nothing happens. But if you get these long stretches of painted lines, you really want to avoid those if at all possible. And also, you want to avoid lightning because you have nothing around you to help you from becoming a lightning rod. So there's been times where I've just pulled over and said, hey, it's not worth it at this point. And I'll just pull over, take some pictures of my bike, or look at your phone, or whatever you need to do, but just wait it out. Pick a nice bridge or something to go under and just wait it out for a little while because lightning is nothing that I want to play with. I've been in some really bad rainstorms and I'm okay with that. But when it comes to lightning, I just don't even want anything to do with it. So, and then also what I would say is your tires are going to do a better job at treading or pushing water away than what you may think they do. So again, you may have it in your mind that as soon as the rain starts, you're going to be slipping out. But tires do a really good job at getting water out of the way and pick the dry spots where cars are literally going down the highway. They're going to leave tracks, and try to pick those spots. Understand that your tires are going to do a really good job at treading water and just kind of pushing water out of the way so you can have traction at all times. And then I think it goes without saying, slow down a little bit. I mean, seriously, take your time. I used to get really, really cautious in the rain. Like, I didn't think I could lean the bike over at all. I've started to realize the more and more I ride in the rain, your bike can do a really good job. You don't want to push it to the limits. You want to take your corners a little bit less. You want to put a little bit less lean into them, and you want to slow down a little bit. But you can do some pretty incredible things in the rain as long as you have good tires and good strategy as far as staying away from puddles and things like that. And heck, sometimes I enjoy it, man. It's over 100 degrees almost all the time here in the South during the summer. So to get some rain and stuff, man, sometimes it just feels amazing. And the degree, the temperature drops 10, 15 degrees whenever it starts raining. So sometimes I'm just like, hey, man, bring it on. I'm good to go. So those are a couple more things that are super important when riding in the rain. Those are my tips for you whenever it's raining. If you have any additional tips that you'd like to leave for us in the comment section, please feel free to do that. Thank you for watching. We'll see you in the next one. And as always, hold the rubber side down.